we're gonna have it.
Why?
Okay, we got to do the daf. We got to do the daf.
Why we're not gonna have?
Can you just relax?
We could learn during the day in my yard. How many? 12 people.
I'd rather learn at night.
Would you do it indoors or no?
Indoor. Listen, you know what? Whoever would want to go to a shir, so then text the daf chat if you want to go to a shir, and then we'll
This
we'll do it.
There's a lot of tumah tahara. We have to go. Move. Let's go.
And we got to do an extra block. We got to do an extra Amud tonight, and we got to do an extra Amud tomorrow, so that we cover for Friday. So
tomorrow, 1 second. Tomorrow we're doing share at 7 o'clock.
Tomorrow's at 7. Yes.
So why don't we do share tomorrow at 6:30 and give us extra time to cover more ground?
How much can you ask on Erev Yom to guys to drop out? You know what I mean? Without helping out. You know what I mean? So
why don't we do?
But we should be able to do it. We should be. It moves. It moves. What?
Why don't we do something tomorrow night?
Well,
Have share for an hour and daf.
What?
Naftali,
I don't know if you understand the geographic locations of everybody on this daf, but many are not around.
Naftali, have a little Rahmanis for those of us outside of New York.
Yeah.
That's
why you chose to do that to yourself.
It's bad enough on Matzah Shabbos when I listen to the shir, I start talking to YouTube.
Okay,
well, that's a problem entirely.
Wait, where'd you leave off?
2 dots, pay base Amud Aleph. Oh, I forgot the chazer. Shine. Okay, we're going on chazering. Amalei Rav Huna l'Rabba Brei. Rav Huna said to his Rabba, his son, "My time of l'shchichas kamei de Rav Chisda, the mechaded and shmaitzah. Why have you not gone in front of Rav Chisda, who has very sharp shmaitzes? I mean, he's a sharp fellow. So why don't you go learn by him? Amalei, my ezel l'gabei. Why should I go to him? When I go to him, he tells me things that have to do with the world. He doesn't discuss Torah. He says to me, somebody who goes to the bathroom, shouldn't, literally means don't sit down openly, but means don't sit down fast. And don't push too much. The high karkashta, because the karkashta, the rectal opening, has 3 teeth. Dilma mishtamta shini, and they'll be pushed out of the way. I'm sorry, mishtamta shini de karkashta, v'asi de sakana, and you can come to sakana. Right. So this is what Rav Chisda would tell him. Amrlei hu asik b'chai the beryosa v'atam mila da'ama. Kol shekain zilagabe says you're saying that he's Amrlei. Who asik b'chai de beryosa? He is busy with stuff having to do with your life, and you're saying mili da'alma. Kol shekain zilagabe. For sure, you should go to him. So hayilafan of tzrar becheres. Now, new thing. If he has the choice to use a pebble to clean himself, or cheres or earthenware, you wipe with a pebble and you don't wipe with cheres. You wipe with earthenware and you don't use a pebble. They asked the kasha, of tzrar v'cheres mekaneach b'cheres ve'mekaneach b'tzrar. You should, if you have a pebble and cheres in front of you, or earthenware in front of you, you wipe with the cheres and not with the pebble. Tiyuf to the Rav Huna. So that's a kasha Rav Huna, because he said do the opposite. So Tirgam Rav from Rav Papa kamei to Rav Chisda, I'll leave it to Rav Huna, but ugni kelim. He said no, it's talking about with the handles of kelim that are smooth, right? So therefore they will not rip the basar there. So therefore, that's why it would be better to use the cheres in that situation. But other than that, if
Didn't
it's some cheres, then you should do tzra. What?
Wasn't cheres a problem because of witchcraft?
We had a few options for it.
I'm saying, so they're saying that that's not an issue now?
It's clearly he's not going with that as an issue. That's a good point, though. That's a good point. Yeah. Clearly he's going with it that it's too rough, right?
Then there isn't a problem using it. Then not a problem using it on Shabbos then.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, yeah. But he's only saying it by ugnei kelim. If it's going to be regular cheres, then it's a problem, right? Okay, but it's a machlokes. So you'll fun of tzrar v'asavim. He has a pebble and grass. Rav Chisda Rav Huna chadam mekaneach b'tzrar. One says use the pebble, and don't use the grass. You should wipe with grass and don't be mekanech with tzror. Right? If you wipe yourself with something that the light rules over it, so then you're going to have the lower teeth are going to fall, right? I'm assuming this has to do with some sort of hemorrhoid issue. Yeah. Now, what's a sheretz boy? On grass, right? Fire will affect grass. It will not affect a pebble. Like one is talking about where it was wet, and one is talking about where it was dry. Right? If it's wet, then it's not going to burn. Right? Somebody needs to go to the bathroom. It does not go to the bathroom. That's why he's going to have evil spirits on him. And the other one says he's going to have like a ruach of zuam, of disgusting on him. Tanya command we have a proof from a brisa that the mandomer that says that it's a disgusting spirit about him. The Tanya hanitzrach l'nekavav, somebody needs the bathroom and he eats. It's like a tanner that you put on top of its ashes. And that's ruach zuma. By the way, this is brought down in Shulchan Aruch lahalacha that you shouldn't do that. If somebody feels he has to go to the bathroom, do not eat. Right? So now that's for somebody who needs to go to the bathroom and decides to eat anyways. Right? Like somebody who needs to go to the bathroom, but he's not able to, so he's constipated. He'd stand up and sit down, stand up and sit down. This is all brought in Shulchan Aruch. Rav Chanan, meaning because that will get the bowels moving if you sit and stand and all that. Rav Chanan ben Ado,
what's the reason for not eating? Because you can't make brachas, or just stop?
No, that's actually a good point. That's a good point. How does he eat if you don't make a bracha, right?
Right.
I guess he's yeshiva. She has somebody be mitzvah him the bracha.
or he's still in the middle of his meal.
Or he's in the middle of and then he feels he has to go to the bathroom. Right? That's a good point. Right? Yeah, no, Chanami, you're right. You can't make a bracha. You would not be able to make a bracha.
Right, but yes. So what's the kavanah behind it? Forget about Hilchos brachos.
It's like a medical thing. It's a medical thing. It's not good for the bowels that when you need to move the bowels that you eat something, right? Yeah. So then he says, Rav Chanan ben Arda says, "Yistalik l'tzadin," you push it to the sides, meaning you should move to the side. If you're sitting in this corner going to the bathroom and it's not working, change spots and maybe it'll work over there, which is sort of the same thing. You're standing up and you're moving spots, so hopefully that will loosen the bowels a little bit.
Move spots or like turn to your left while you're sitting?
Rashi says you move to the other corner, so it sounds to me like you move, but I don't know. That's the way I understood it. What you do is you feel around. This we had yesterday. You feel around in that area, in the rectal area, with a pebble, and that will loosen up the situation. Rabbanan say you should be masiyach das. Stop thinking about it. If you give up on it, then of course you're not going to be able to go to the bathroom. So he said that you should be masiyach das from other things and concentrate on going to the bathroom, and then you'll be able to go to the bathroom. Okay, there's deep psychology.
Like a psychological?
Yeah, there's deep psychology in both of those. I could hear both studim, not that I'm a psychologist of any sort, but I could hear people saying, stop thinking about it. And I could hear you saying, okay, think about it. Concentrate and not concentrate. The Gemara's maskana is that you should concentrate on it. Okay? That's an interesting one. He said, I saw this traveler, and he would stand up, sit down, until it was coming out of him like water. So that's a proof that standing up, sitting down will work for constipation. Then it went the other way on him. Okay, so if you go into a psudas keva, a big suda, you should go 10 times, each time 4 amas. 4 times go 10 amas, and then go to the bathroom, and then sit and sit in your spot, right? And that meaning you'll go to the bathroom before your meal, right? Like this, you'll do these movements before, whichever way it is, 10 times 4 amos or 4 times 10 amos, and then you'll be able to go to the bathroom, and then you can sit by your meal and enjoy it, and you don't have to worry about going.
Is there a
to the
reason
bathroom.
that there's different size, 10 times 4, 4 times 10?
It's Rashi says that the second shot holds that it's better to do that it's better to walk a lot of times.
Right, we're going to say why. That's so interesting.
Well, he says, Moirid hazevel in a cover. By walking a lot, it's going to put the...
What's the difference, 4 times 10 or 10 times 4? You walk either way.
No, because you're walking for longer stretch.
So why is that better?
What?
Because it moves the bowels?
Yes, yeah, that's what Rashi's saying. The more walking is better. Longer walking is better. That's what he says. Whatever that means.
Is it 20 amas or is it 10 amas? What's that 10-10?
Each one is 10. Each time you stop, you go 10, stop, 10, stop, 10, 4 times.
So you
I don't know if we have our. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if we have our resident Rebbitzin on the shear right now, but a lot of
she's
these
in the kitchen.
But a lot of these things sounds like when a woman is like overdue, that they tell her to do the same thing. You know, get up and squat and walk around and this and that.
I hear. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with it. Could be. Don't know.
All I know is I know where Squattapotty got his idea from.
Very good, Perek.
All right, so we're bringing something worthwhile to the shear.
That's right. Okay, Zok the Mishna. Okay, for those that are interested in bathroom things, it is now over with the bathrooms. We had a blot and a half of bathroom, and now we move on. Okay.
The recording has ended.
Okay, Zok the Mishna. Sheretz, earthenware, kedelitin bein patzim lechavera. So what they did in order to get the wood not to warp, so they would put earthenware in between the wood, and like this it wouldn't warp. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, R Meir, R Meir, it's in order to scoop out the flames or the fire. Yeah? Rabbi Yosi, in order to be makabel, it has to be big enough, the earthenware has to be enough to be makabel revius. Right? So these are really varying measurements. Some are Meir, even though it's not a proof, but I have zeicher that this is correct because it says lo yimotze b'mechitasoi cheres lachtos eish miyakod. You're not going to find in your piles, like piles, is even cheres. You're not even going to find, meaning it's talking about the churban. You're not going to have anything. You're not going to have any utensils, not any utensils to even take out the fire. It says you're going to have to put water in the aguma, in a what do you call it, aguma? A pond, not a pond, a hole, right? It says you're going to have to. You're going to be able to scoop out water from there. So that's Rabbi Yosi saying that's a proof that to lakabel revius because you're scooping out water. Okay, so Zakti Gemara, Iboilahu, Shir the Rameir Nafish or Shir the Rabbi Yosi Nafish? That's a good question. Is the Shir of Rameir more or is the Shir of Rabbi Yosi more? Mustafa Shir the Rabbi Yosi Nafish. Rabbi Yosi's Shir is bigger. Umikra Shir the Rabbi Yehuda, Umikra the Shir the Rameir Nafish. Right? And from the pasuk though, the Shir of Rameir seems to be a lot. These Agadai the Shir, not a lot, but more than Reb Meir's. These Agadai the Shir the Rabbi Yosi Nafish. Because if you're going to think that the Shir of Yosi is more, Layat Labamana Zutra v'hada Layat Labamana Rabba, you're first gonna curse them with a small thing, saying, oh, you're gonna be so bad by the destruction that you're not gonna have a small kli, and then you're not even gonna have a big kli, right? It goes the other way. Right? It goes the other way. You would first say you can't find a big kli, and not only that, you can't find a small kli. Rabba Amar Abaya Masnis Nami Lachtos Eish Miyakida Gedol. And Rabba says that to scoop out fire from a large fire. So that's what that's talking about. So meaning it's not a raya, which one has a bigger measurement or not. So Rabbi Yossi Masham Raya Shaper coming to Rabbi Yossi Rameir. Rabbi Yossi had a good answer back to Rameir. But Rameir, let me buy. What Rameir is going to say, the pasuk is saying "Lo mi bay," I don't need, which means like this: "Lo mi bay midi the chashav leinshi the lo l'shtakachle." I don't need to tell you that something that's chashav to people will not be found. El afilu midi the lo chashav leinshi lo l'shtakachle. Even something that's not chashav to people he will not be able to find. Okay, 100 Allah Hamoitzi Yayin. Now we continue. Simon, I'm sorry, the next few blot is Tumah and Tahara. So, yeah, you sure you still want to come 7 o'clock tomorrow? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. But okay, now we do Tumah and Tahara. It starts off with all these interesting dinim that have nothing to do with Gemara Shabbos or Shabbos at all. These next few blocks till it gets into Shabbos, because the reason is the Gemara is going through all these different minayins, like how do you know, and eventually it's going to know how do you know that you're allowed to wash the bris, the milah, on Shabbos, and because it's going to ask that minayin, so it starts with a bunch of other minayins first. But it's going to take quite a few blot. How do you know that avoda Zara becomes tameh by carrying it, just like a nidda? Meaning, if you hold a nidda, carry a nidda, you become tameh. So if you carry avoda Zara, you also become tameh. Shenemar tizrem k'may dava, say taimraloi. You throw it out like a nidda, like a dava is another word for nidda. Say taimraloi, you tell it to go out. That's referring to avoda Zara. Man nidda matama b'masa. So just like nidda is tameh with carrying, avoda Zara matama b'masa. So to avoda Zara is matama b'masa. Okay. So, but the issue that the Gemara is going to have to deal with for about a blot is that there's a lot of different tumas. There's a lot of different ways of a nidda being matama something. So why does the Mishna choose to only pick the masa angle of it? There's many other options that are out there, which can get a little technical, and we'll try and make it as smooth and painless as possible. So Zogding or Tananosa, Misha your basic samach avoda Zara, right? So let's say somebody's house is right next to an avoda Zara, right? And they share a wall. V'nofal, and now the wall fell down. So now you want to build up the wall to your house. So, but you're going to be providing a wall to the avoda Zara, right? So also livnosi, it's also to build it because you are giving benefit to an avoda Zara. Kate said, "Yasa, so good. What are you supposed to do? Not have a wall to your house?" So Kate said, "Yasa, how are you supposed to do it?" What you have to do is you have to move the wall into your property by 4 amos, and then it's fine, right? If it's his, if it's his and avoda Zara, right? Meaning half the walls in his property, half the walls in the avoda Zara's property. Then you have to go half and half, right? So what you do is avana ve'etzav. I'm sorry. So nidda mechza, meaning you have to move yours in 4 amos from your half, right? The first case was talking about. I didn't explain it correctly. The first case is talking about where the entire wall is in your side. So therefore you got to move it 4 amos in from where the wall is. Here it's half and half. So you have to move it in 4 amos from where your half of the wall starts. Fine. Avonov, ve'etzav, va'afara, metame, sheretz. The stones of avoda Zara.
Why can't it be 4 amos from the property line?
I think essentially that's what it is.
No, it's why it says that.
What?
Misha Yabesa Samach Avoda the way. Misha Yabesa Samach Avoda Zara. The novel also would not say.
Right.
You always ask it to build because you don't want to build from the Avoda Zara.
Right.
Kate said, yes, how does he do it? He goes back 4 amos from his property line, correct?
Correct. No, yeah. Yeah. But then the next case is, Haya Shalai Vishal Avoda Zara.
Yeah.
Meaning, so half the wall belongs to the avoda Zara, right? So you can't move it on. You can't move it.
To shutfis with avoda Zara?
It's not a shutfis. Just when you bought the property, one wall was connected to the avoda Zara's wall. Now the whole wall fell down. So half the wall was the avoda Zara's and half the wall was yours. So now you can't move it 4 amos from where the end of the wall was because that's too little. Because you have to move it from the end of your wall, which is half, right? So it actually has to be a little bit further into your property than the first case.
The Meir wants the tiny that over here, when you built the wall together, had nothing to do with avoda Zara. And then the guy...
And then they made avoda Zara. Okay, that's another example. Yeah, I hear that. That's another example. Yeah, I hear. So now, Fine. So right, the second line then. Avona ve'etzav afara matame sheretz. The stones, the wood, and the dirt are matame sheretz. Shenemer shakis tishaksenu. Right. So it's the same lashon of a sheketz. Right. So that it's going to be. So again, the avodah zara itself is like a nidda. The stones are like a sheretz. Akiva Amir nidda shenemer tizrim k'maydava. And Rabbi Akiva says, no, it's like a nidda, because it says Tizrin Kumaydava, Man Divda Matama B'masa, Avodah Zara Matama B'masa. So Avodah Zara is Matama B'masa. Amar Rabba Tizrin to Amar Kra Nachrinu Minach Kizar. We're saying, get it, stay away from it like a zar. Say Tamerla he kanes al Tamerla. Say Tamerla means tell the Avodah Zara to get out, and he kanes al Tamerla. Do not tell it to come in. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what the Gemara wants with this. It's just trying, I guess, to explain the psukim of what you're trying to tell the avodah zara. But tizrim k'moy davar, right? So we're saying tizrim is like a zar, right? And then say timerla is saying leave and don't come in. Okay. V'amar Rabba v'masa dekuli amalei pligi d'metama, right? When carrying the avodah zara, if a person carries the avodah zara, everybody agrees that it's gonna make the person tameh. So it's nidda. We compare it to nidda. Keep ligi be'evan mesamo. Now, evan mesamo is a very interesting concept. It's talking about a stone that's on top of legs. Okay. So you have this big stone on top of legs, and you have utensils under it, right? And a nidda sits on top of or a nidda or a zav, somebody tameh, sits on top of the stone. Does that make the kalim under the stone tameh? Right? So, I mean, they're not touching the kalim. They're not touching anything. So, we learn out from this pasuk in Daniel that it will make them tameh. Well, that's what the Gemara is going to discuss. Right?
Yeah, Thomas nidda, the airspace makes it
Yeah.
tameh?
Well, that's what. Yeah. Yes, a nidda for sure will. The question is going to be avodah zara. A nidda for sure. She sits on top of this stone, then and under it will make anything that's under it will make it
Not lalacha.
for tum tara, not for. It's not negate to us bisman hazeh, right? But yeah, eventually when Bezes Hashem and Mashiach comes, if we don't mess up all the lessons we're supposed to learn from this corona, right? Then maybe Mashiach will come, right? And then we'll have to deal with this. Sure. I mean, basically, you got to move out of your house when the wife's in need. I mean, saying everything's going to come tummy. What she sits on, you carry it, whatever it is. It's crazy. I don't mean crazy like that, but it's a whole headache. It's a big headache. Anyways.
Yeah, but they'll almost never become a nidda.
What?
But they'll almost never become a nidda in that case.
That's the hope. Yes, that is the hope.
Saying there's no.
And you can have multiple wives.
That's true. That is true.
But what about they don't have our gushes and all these kind of stuff.
Okay, but they may go back to in the Beis Hamikdash times. They may end up going back to Hargoshes. We don't know.
You think so? Then they'll have that every 2 weeks.
I don't know. Some of them people had different houses. It was just easier. Okay,
Guys, keep in mind that I have a little teenager here. He's like, "Hey, I have the gushers in the freezer. Is that an issue?" I'm like, "That's not what they were referring to."
We used to call it. We used to call it the blood check.
Okay, let's move it on. Okay, keep looking at Evan Masama. Where's the Machlokes? By this Evan Masama, right? So you sit on top of the stone. Rabbi Akiva Savar Kanida Mani the Matam of Evan Masama. After the Zara Matam of Evan Masama. A nidda is like the Evan Masama, and I'm sorry, the avodah zara is like a nidda, just like a nidda will be matama on top of the stone. So if you put avodah zara on top of the stone, it's also going to be. But Rabbanan tzarvik is sheretz. And Rabbanan say no, we compare it to sheretz. Ma sheretz loy matama v'masama. If you put a sheretz on top of the stone, it will not make it tameh. Avodah zara loy matama v'masama. Avodah zara is not going to be matama v'masama. Now it's interesting because you could drive yourself batty of why which tumah. Why they chose to make this thing tameh and other tumas not, there's no way to know, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, obviously there is, but for us, at least for me, there's no rhyme or reason why it picks certain ways for tumah to transfer, and for some tumas and other ways to transfer in other tumas. Okay, so now, but the bottom line is the pasuk does compare avodah zara to sheretz, right? It says shakis to shaksenu. So according to Rabbi Akiva, why is it comparing it to sheretz? The misham sheh. So he says for the things that are mishamish the avodah zara, not the actual avodah zara, the things that are mishamish the avodah zara. Or the rabbanon l'mayach iskish l'nida. Okay, and the rabbanon who say you compare it to a sheretz, and they say not nidda. So why do you the pasuk comparing it to nidda? Lamasa, for carrying. For luksha rachmana l'nevela. So if that's the case, why don't you just compare it to nevela? Right? Because essentially you're saying the same thing as nevela. Because nevela does have tumas masa. If you carry a nevela, you become tameh, and it doesn't have even masama. Meaning, so why do I have to compare it to sheretz and to I don't want to have to even bring sheretz into the thing, just say nevela. So Gemara says, "Enochanami." That's true. Elamani the enelevarin af avodah zara enelevarin. Now that means like this. Let's say, this is it's a little bit of a gory case, but let's say a woman who's a nidda loses a limb. Right now, normally you touch a nidda, you become tameh. So she loses a limb, and then you touch the limb. The Chevra Kedisha comes to take the limb. Do they now become tameh nidda? They're going to become tameh mace, yes, because a limb is considered mace, but they're going to come tameh nidda. So we're saying no, right? Nidda is not favorim, so avodah zara also. So basically, if you break up an avodah zara, then it's not going to be avar. Now,
Does nidda doesn't apply to the severed ava.
That's what we're saying, and it doesn't apply to avodah zara's severed ava either. Now, what Rashi points out is, what do you mean if you broke the avodah zara, then it's no longer an avodah zara? So why should it ever? What's your havamina? It's broken. So what Rashi says is talking about an avodah zara that you put together in pieces. It's like a Lego avodah zara that's meant to come apart. So therefore, when it's in pieces, it's still not going to become tameh. Okay. But this that Reb Chama Bar Guya asked the question: is avodah zara for evaron or not? Why don't we just answer him from here that it's not? That does not make tumah by evaron. Reb Chama Bar Guya aliba Reb Akiva ba'ila. No, Reb Chama Bar Guya was asking it according to Reb Akiva. Fine. This is one way to learn the Gemara. Now we're going to have Reb Elazar who's going to learn the opposite way. And we're going to go through the same exact Gemaras. Rabbi Elazar Amar be'evan Masama with this Evan, the stone thing on legs. The Kuli Amalei Pligi Delay Matama. Everybody holds that it doesn't become tameh. Ki Pligi b'masa. They have a Machlokes whether avodah zara becomes tameh by carrying it. Rabbi Akiva Savar Nidda. Right? We compare it to nidda. Mani the matama b'masa. Avodah zara matama b'masa. So just like nidda, you become tameh from carrying it. So avodah zara also. But Rabbanan Savri Kisheretz. I want to tell you do like a sheretz. Ma sheretz le'mitama masa. Avodah zara le'mitama masa. Just like a sheretz doesn't become tameh by carrying it, so avodah zara also doesn't. For Rabbi Akiva l'mayachos iskish sheretz. And so Rabbi Akiva who says you compare it to nidda, so then why does the pasuk compare it to sheretz? L'misham shea. It's for the accessories of the avodah zara. For Rabbanan l'mayachos iskish l'nidda. And Rabbanan, why do we compare it to nidda? Ma nidda ina le'varim. So we say no, because just like a nidda doesn't become tameh in pieces. Right? If she loses a limb, avodah zara ain't a levarim. So avodah zara also doesn't go to a varim. But Rabbi Akiva l'mayich will say iskish l'nidda, and Rabbi Akiva, how come you compare it to nidda? L'masa for carrying. So the Gemara says, look shil nevela. Why don't you just compare it to nevela, like we said, right? Because it's simpler. It's because we're saying it has the same exact halachas as nevela. So why don't we just compare it to nevela? And the chanami. That's true. Elaman nidda ain't a levarim. Avodah zara ain't a levarim. No, so just like nidda doesn't become tameh in pieces, so avodah zara also doesn't. Then the Gemara says, "Elahad by Rav Chama Bar Guya avodah zara yesh levarim ain't a levarim." Right? Rav Chama Bar Guya asked the question: is avodah zara for levarim or not? Tifshe lemeha bein l'Rabbanan bein l'Rabbi Akiva the ain't a levarim. Why don't we just say from here that according to everybody, it's not for levarim? So Gemara answers, Rav Chama Bar Guya karabba masni uboyla aliba de Rabbi Akiva. No, he learned like Rabba, and he was asking according to Rabbi Akiva. Okay, so we have a Machlokes, Rabbi Elazar it's Rabbi Elazar, and who was the first one? Rabbi Elazar, and who was it?
Rabbi Lazar.
No, the fool was Rabbi Elazar. Who's the other one?
Rabba,
right? It was Rabba.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Rabba and Rabbi Elazar. Fine. Now the Gemara asks, Meisvei avodah zara kisheretz, u'mishamsheh kisheretz, We have a brisa that says avodah zara is like sheretz and the mishamsheh like sheretz. Rabbi Akiva Omer avodah zara nidda and mishamsheh sheretz. Rabbi Akiva says avodah zara is like a nidda and the mishamsheh like a sheretz. Right? So Bishlam Rabbi Lazar nicha. So it's good according to Rabbi Lazar. El Rabba kasha, but according to Rabba it's a kasha. Because how do you fit it in with this brisa? Is this any stronger than our Mishnah? Right? That we said in the Mishnah that the wood and the stones and the dirt become tameh like a sheretz. We said, what does it mean it's like a sheretz? It's like a sheretz that it will not become tameh on top of the stone that's on legs. So here too, that it's not going to become tameh with an even misama, but that's the extent that we compare it to sheretz. They ask the question: Nachri v'nachris, a goy and a goita, right? Male and female, avodah zara mishamsheh, hein v'loy hesetan, them and not their hesed. Right now, hesed is the other way around. Is tumas hesed is a tumah that happens from that's carrying you. Anything that's under you becomes tameh. It's them and their set and the tumas hesed. So we have a machlokes now whether avodah zara and it's mishamsheh, can they themselves become tameh and what's under them too? So Rabbi Lazar, this is good, but according to Rabba, it's a kasha. And according to you, nachri v'nachris nami hein v'lo yasiton is a nachri and a nachris also them and not their hesed. Vatani daber al b'nei Yisrael. Speak to b'nei Yisrael. B'nei Yisrael matam beziva ve'ein nachrim matam beziva. B'nei Yisrael becomes tamei zav, and nachrim do not become tamei zav. Ava gazra alein sheikazav in l'chol devrein. But the Chachamim made a gezerah that goyim should be considered zavin for everything. So meaning, so you see clearly that it's like a zav. Now, a zav does make anything that he goes on top, tameh, right? If a zav sits down on a couch, right? So everything under the zav is tameh. The pillow, and let's say the pillow's on top of the couch, and the couch becomes tameh, and the pillow becomes tameh, right? So clearly they do have this. Robert is mataretz that a nachri and a nachris, it's them and their hesed, ve'ever misama shalahen, and also the stone. Avodah zara hiva seita avaloi ever misama shalah. It's it and what it's sitting on, but not with ever misama shalah. Rabbi Akiva Omer avodah zara hiva seita. Avodah zara, it's the avodah zara itself is coming and what it stands on or sits on, ve'ever misama shalah, and also the stone. Rabbi Lazar mataretz tameh nachri v'nachris hein v'seitan ve'ever misama shalen. A nachri and a nachris, it and what it stands on, and it's ever misama. And avodah zara hi v'lo yaseitan, and avodah zara only it becomes tameh and not what it sits on. Rabbi Akiva Omer avodah zara hi v'seitan. Whew, that's a whole mouthful right there. Okay, fine. So mask Rav Ashi, my hein. What does it mean hein? Right. So what's hein v'heseitan? Right, whether they are on top of others, or others that are, no, I've said it wrong way. They are carrying others, or others are carrying them. Tameh the tameh. The Zara that others are carrying, those others become tar. Tameh, they become tameh. Mishamsheh bein hein shesitu esacherim bein acherim shesitu esan tahirim. The accessories for avodah zara, whether they're carrying others or others are carrying them, it's tahirim. Rabbi Akiva Omer nachri v'nachris avodah zara bein hein shesitu esacherim bein acherim shesitu esan tamein. Mishamsheh bein hein shesitu acherim bein acherim shesitu esan tahirim. Fine. So avodah zara bishlam acherim shesitu esan mishkachas la. Right. So this is a very interesting din here. Avodah zara was saying others can carry the avodah zara. After this whole thing, okay, don't get frustrated. Okay, here at least gets a little bit interesting. So we're saying acherim are carrying avodah zara that you find, right? A guy takes a getchka and he carries it, correct? So that thing that he's carrying, the person becomes tameh because he's carrying avodah zara, right? Elahisha sitas acherim heichi mishkachzla. How do you find the case of an avodah zara carrying something else? I mean, it's a getchka, as we say. They don't have how do you say it? They don't move, right? They're inanimate objects. There you go. So has an inanimate object carry something else, right? Meaning we've been discussing for the last Amud that you have avoda Zara is matama, will be matama somebody who carries avoda Zara. Okay, we understand that. Somebody carries avoda Zara, he's going to become tameh. How is it you have a case of the avoda Zara carrying something else, right? So Amar Rami Beridu Rav, right? How can an avoda Zara carry something? Amar Rami Beridu Rav, because it's not hazav bekaf maznayim, va'ichlun amashkim bekaf shniya, right? So if you have a zav sitting, this obviously has to be a very large scale, but you have a zav who's tameh, and he's on one end of the scale, right? Bekaf maznayim on a scale. Va'ichlun amashkim bekaf shniya, and then you have food, and you're trying to weigh the food on the other side of the scale. Kora hazav tamein. If the zav is heavier, so it pushes down the food, and the food on the other end of the scale lifts up, right? So therefore, they're going to become tameh, because that's as if the zav is carrying them. Karuhain tahirin. So if they get carried, then they're going to be tar, because they're the ones, meaning if the food is heavier, so they're the ones carrying the zav. If the zav is heavier, then the zav is the one that's carrying it, yeah?
Which one came first?
What?
Which one was first? If the food was on first.
No, it's right. It's going to really depend on which one's heavier. No? Which one is heavier? Right?
In order for them not to budge, they would need to be considerably heavy.
Yes, it would have to be very heavy. That's what I'm saying.
Very heavy.
Yes, you'd have to be either that or it's a very light zav. Maybe it's a, what do you call it? A jockey. Or something like that. Right?
Then you're talking about with a lever. It's not going to budge at all?
I don't know.
Imagine a whole pallet of food.
Right, so you're trying to weigh it. Right, you're trying to weigh a pallet of food or all the milk that everybody in this town is getting. You put it all on one part of the scale, right, and then you put it on the other.
A couple of briskets, no?
There you go. There you go.
That's
okay,
a lot of
we'll
stuff.
call it a night over here. We'll call it a night over here. All right, I'm sorry. It's a little bit of a confusing daf, and we went through it rather fast, but yeah, better safe than sorry.
Is there actually any halacha l'maisa coming out of this, or this is kind of like loss of love?
No, it's all tum and tara. Yeah, hopefully, b'karav, it'll be halacha l'maisa.
Fine.
Don't go on a scale, son.
They don't make them my size anymore.
There you go.
All right, what do we come up with for Shavuos?
I don't know.
Are we
It
on
doesn't.
tomorrow?
Tomorrow's at 7.
Okay, and for tomorrow, Shavuos, we came up with anything, or we're leaving it?
I don't know. It didn't sound like so many guys interested. We moved to 10:05.
I didn't know that we're doing Shavuos Zoom already.
No, not Zoom.
No, everybody's ready. Whatever.
The Olam should set to text Aaron if they're interested. Tell them text the DAF thing, and then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, boys. Peace out. Simon, good to see you back.
Thank you.
And,
Quick question.
yeah.
I wrote in the chat, but is an amulet with Hashem's name on it considered avoda Zara in a certain sense, where they hold on to it like that it has power?
I have no idea. It depends how to use it. No.
Oh, let's say it's they cover it, whatever it is. But I've seen some people, they have like silver amulets with Hashem's shakai on it.
I know those. I don't know. It depends where they come from. It depends what the sources are from it. Right? Depends on the source. Do you have any idea what the source is?
It depends who wrote it also.
I don't know.
Right. You don't know? How could, I don't know. You mean sometimes you see goyim that have that? That's what you're talking about?
No, I mean, Goyim has it, but I've seen Jewish people with amulets. They walk around with it, making out like it's good luck. It's like a good luck charm, like the protection.
Right. So here's another issue, taking those into the bathroom. I think we discussed that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but then you cover it 3 times, or you cover it just to make sure
you cover it, right.
Yeah,
So I
or
don't know.
bumper
I don't see
stickers
why
that say thank you, Hashem. Yeah, similar.
Right. I don't know why you should believe that it's avoda Zara. I'm not so sure why you should believe that.
Because
I like that joke, Peretz.
It's like the red bendel. Isn't the red bendel considered avoda Zara?
Some say that, and others say no.
All right, so then you have the amulet that has Hashem's name on it.
But so you really have to try and find out what the source of the amulet is, and then yeah.